This is a showcase for another one of my custom figures. This is an original character designed way back when in high school called Bruton. This is one of those projects that really got kickstarted thanks to the great customizing community we have now. And my buddy Gary from Scotland actually sent me the lower body to a Maestro Hulk, which this is not a Maestro, but the same parts. I got from the waist down, got those parts from him, and I had an extra Ursa Major arms and torso just kicking around. I decided to go ahead and make it stab it for creating my character Bruton. Another huge thanks to my friend CustomCannon. If you watched the live streams he was modeling and made this incredible mammoth head for the character. The texture, the sculpt, it is just unreal the amount of detail he did on this. It was just so cool getting to see something I designed way back when coming to life in 3D, and he did an amazing job on this thing. Also, too, another customizer in the community, he reached out to, I was telling him like I got almost done with the body, and I said I needed some Rhino feet. He reached out to me on Instagram and hooked me up with a set of Rhino feet. That was so cool. The entire customizing community has gotten to be such a good collaborative space anymore. And one more thing, my buddy Don Sawyer, he made this leather belt for me, originally meant for a Hulk I was working on a while back. I ended up repurposing that belt for my character Bruton. I made a custom belt buckle, like a championship style belt type thing for him. To get into the meat of the project, the recipe is a fully custom 3D printed head. The upper body is an Ursa Major. I actually cut the waist off and combined it with the Maestro Hulk. The forearms and hands are from Sasquatch. The feet are from the Rhino. You can see the size difference between this and the Ursa Major. We got quite a bit of size difference once changing those Hulk legs. I cut them right about here and actually glued the two pieces together once I got done. I had to reshape it because you don't think about it being such a smaller figure than the Hulk height-wise. The torso is actually pretty about the same size, and actually the ab section is bigger than the Hulk thickness-wise, but width-wise it's a little narrower. I added some sculpt to take care, dribble down, then resculpted some areas to make them match up. Forearms, they are spliced together. I use the upper parts of the Ursa Major forearms, and the lower parts are Sasquatch, and I blended those together. I was able to add some sculpt in to blend those together, got rid of the pins, so it's not seamless upper body. So there's nothing exposed through the fur. And I like the added length of the arms, plus you need hands. Or being a mammoth, can't do the bear claws. To replicate the fur texture, I watched Customs by Matthew on one of his live streams. He uses blue stuff and makes texture stamps. So that's what I did to replicate the fur patterns. Here, I used the blue stuff and a few spots on like the torso. I made fur patches. This is one of the ones I got left, like for the lower legs. Those are the Hulk lower legs, but with textured fur that I made fur patterns off of on the upper body. Same with the feet. Those I was able to create the fur texture and put that on the Rhino feet. So I got furry feet. You can get a combination here of the parts here. Got those three together. And we have a Hulk in here. Let's see. We'll move you. Since we were just forearms. There's the lower body. So all these combination of parts together, it makes him a pretty beefy size figure. And you don't really notice with Ursa Major being so much shorter than the Hulk. Their arms, the biceps, are pretty much all the same size. Shoulders, actually Ursa Major's actually got bigger shoulders. With having them here with the Hulk, as you can see, he ends up being a little bit taller than the Hulk with all this combination of parts. The arms are bigger now too, with the extension of the forearms. Actually, I think like the proportions wise for the size body and for the character design I made. As for the head, we'll get a closer look at that, because this thing is just beautifully sculpted. Can't thank Canon enough for this thing. They're getting this in and painting this up. I love it. He's designed it where it fits around the socket of the Ursa Major really well, and the way it sits on the body too, it works really well for an anthropomorphic Mammoth style character. All the fur details, crown of the head, stoic, mean eyes. I like it. It looks so good. For the paint job on the figure, it's a lot of testers. I still have some testers left. The base coat for the head is a burnt sienna. Same way when I repaint, splashed on the new arms, use burnt sienna. It's very close to the color that's on Ursa Major. Then I applied a wash to the whole figure, the head and everything. I painted the head separately, but I did black wash, testers black wash. Then dry brushed a leather brown over top the body and the head. Detailed the face out. Detailed out the tusk. And the hands and everything. Those are same method. For the nails and the tusk, I used a tester's wood and some washes on that. I did a mahogany wash, black wash, mahogany wash on the tusk. And for the pants, they are Guards Reds testers. And for the blue, I used tester's French blue, which I applied washes on top of those, then dry brush back over top, soften up the colors. For the belt, is my trusty graphite powder. Create a color graphite powder, paint this silver, gloss coated it, a few coats of the graphite powder. You can see it's got a mirror finish on it now. I went to make the belt buckle. I actually used blue stuff as well and made a texture stamp of the abs on the Hulk. And used epoxy, reshaped it to the shape you see here. And with this, I really had no idea I was going to be able to build this thing, because the way I designed the character is like a big furry hulking monster. But it would have been impossible without a lot of the newer figures we've gotten, like with Ursa Major and the 80th Anniversary Hulk, the Sasquatch, and just the great community too, like with Canon be able to make the head for me, and Don and everybody, Gary, and it's like kind of a dream come true, getting able to build this thing. And same thing too, I have another character, Lore, that was huge thanks to Don and Canon on this one. We'll be looking at one later on. But I have a nice big posable articulated version of my character Bruton. All the articulation's still there. We got the diaphragm joint, the hinge and swivel shoulders, moving around the bicep swivels, single jointed elbows, but the swivel at the elbow too. So from the Ursa Major. We got hinge and swivel wrist. There's no waist twist the way it's connected together. Basically, I made it in just like this by combining them together. And the belt is removable. If you want to display it, if I want to display it without the belt, continue the sculpt all around. And you got the ball joint hips, go out, forward, back. You got your thigh rotation, double joint knees, hinged ankles, and ankle pivots. So everything is still here and articulated. No, there's nothing. I prepped all the joints. Everything moves freely. No paint rub. But yeah, I couldn't imagine this turned out any better. I love it, everything about this custom. Worked in some, incorporated some stuff I've learned since been getting back into the hobby with collaboration with my buddies. That's what I love about the current customizing community. It's just such a great group of people out there right now doing customizing, learning, getting to see what everybody else is doing, and everybody sharing what they do. But anyway, thank you again for taking the time to watch the video. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch y'all next time.